from the truck tonight using my phone, so I won't have access to chat messages or anything like that. So this is a little bit of a different thing for me. I haven't done a live stream in quite some time, and just got stopped tonight, and I thought, you know what? There's been a really big hole in my life in the last year, and I haven't been able to put my finger on it until tonight. I was scrolling through some videos and different things and suddenly realized it's because I don't care that the Expanse season 6 is coming. I mean, it's kind of sad, but I don't care. I'm not interested this time around. I should be, because I love the Expanse. But let me recap for you just real quickly, and I did a short of this earlier today. But let me recap season 5 for you in the shortest terms that I can. Ready? Is she still in the thing trying to breathe? That's what it was like. Season 5 had a few good episodes. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a horrendous season. But season 5 was not good. And because of season 5, I'm just not looking forward to season 6 of The Expanse. I like I say, I apologize if anybody's sending messages. I can't see them. So if you're saying hello or whatever, just know that I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see because I'm using YouTube. I'm not actually using StreamYards or anything. I'm trying YouTube's actual streaming part tonight just to see how it works and if it's worth doing at all. So let me, yeah. So you know, if I do that, I can't see anything. But yeah, I don't care what's going on in The Expanse now. I just feel like if I really want to watch The Expanse, I'll go back and watch season 1 through 4. Because that's what it was good. Season 1 through 4 was excellent. So good. But I mean, they hit a speed bump in season 5 and it just never recovered. I mean, between the heavy breathing of Naomi for like 4 episodes and I don't know. The really interesting stuff was with Amos and stuff. That's where I found more and that, I mean, if you go through the books, that's not even a very big part. But I think what happened with Cass Anvar and the fact that they took Cass Anvar and threw him off the series because of allegations, unproven, unfounded allegations that were never proven. There's never been a court case that I know of where he's been put in jail for doing something inappropriate. So he was just convicted in the court of law, and I've had people mouth off about that forever and ever and ever, about how this is so terrible. He did this stuff, and it's like, well, where's the evidence? We'll believe all women. Nope. I have 5 daughters, and I don't even believe them. No, I mean, I do, but I'm a little bit like Ronald Reagan in the fact that I trust but verify. That's how I look at anything. I never take anybody's just direct word for it unless I was there and saw what happened and stuff. So what they did to Cass Anvar was just Travis Shamachari. It was just a horror show. And he was one of my favorite characters by the 4th season. In the 1st season, he was kind of my least favorite. But Cass Anvar did that so well. He took a relatively unliked character of mine and made him one of the best characters in the show. I really ended up liking him, especially how they describe, you know, why he's got the accent that he does and stuff. And when you read the books and you figure out that it was because of the way Mars was settled and stuff, that a lot of the people that had migrated from the Earth, from Texas, ended up in the same areas of Mars as a lot of people from India, Pakistan and stuff. And that accent is so prevalent that it just kind of crept into the entire group of people. And that's why he talks the way he does. He talks like he's from Texas, but he's from Mars. and I loved that. I was just like, what a crazy cool thing to incorporate into the culture of Mars. But season 6, I watched the trailers, and I'm like, it looks like more of the same. It looks like they're gonna really focus in on this Marco Inaros thing, and the fact that the wormhole aliens that can destroy everything, or that killed the gate builders, whatever you want to call the portals and stuff like that. It's like that kind of gets ignored in the trailer. Now maybe they're trying to save that. I mean, you see, I don't know how many of you guys have actually went and watched the new trailers and stuff, but there's like a ship that's dumping all these containers into one of the gates, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then I don't know. I have not been overly impressed by the trailers. I'm missing Cass Anvar. There's a couple of characters that are popping up that I'm like, who is that? There's this guy that looks like Jim Carrey. It's not Jim Carrey, but it looks like Jim Carrey, except somebody took him and stirred his hair with a blender. And it's like this big, and he's just a weird looking guy, and I'm like, who the hell's that? Who's he? Like Bert? Okay. And I'm just like, why would you incorporate this new character that probably is like, we're never gonna see him again? I don't know. I haven't read that far ahead in the books because I've been trying to stay in line with the show, so I wasn't kind of spoiling anything. But I mean, as for someone who loves The Expanse the way I do, it's just so tragically sad to see, because of what they did in the previous season, where they just literally bored me to death for like 3 episodes with Naomi heavy breathing in a spacesuit and stuff, and they spent so much time on that, and they cut out so much from the book of like action sequences and fights that happened between Mars and Earth and some different things. I was like, oh, make it stop, just make her go away. I wasn't excited. So as I see the trailers coming for season 6, I'm just like, nah, you kind of lost me last season. I saw something pop up from Project Storytime, and like I said, I'm using YouTube's thing here, so it's not letting me see things when they're coming up. So if somebody makes a comment, like, I have no chance to really read it. It's like it's up for 3 seconds and then it's like gone, and I can't seem to go back to get it. So I apologize if you've left a comment and I haven't said anything about it. But I don't know if anybody else is excited for this season of The Expanse, but seriously, I slept through a half of the last season, so and like Naomi seems to have got a lot of ink done since last season on her chesticle boob area that I don't remember being there before. I don't know, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. That's the kind of thing I think I would notice, being a red-blooded heterosexual guy. I think I would have noticed all the ink, but I don't know what they do with Naomi's character and how they make her look as far as a belter. I'm just like, can you guys get a little bit more extreme? Can you make her look weirder? Can you give her a mohawk? And I mean, can you make her look like a punk rocker out of the 70s and 80s? Because I mean, that would definitely be belter, right? It's just like, no. But as is, get with this. Sorry, Loki, it's gone. I was gonna read your comment, but it's gone. Yeah, I'm not really liking the YouTube live streaming thing. I think I may stick with StreamYard, because but hail everybody who's here. I've seen Project Storytime and Loki's Morning of Mischief make comments, but like I said, they're there and then they're gone, so I can't say anything about them. But I'm excited. I'm excited about, I don't know what. honestly. I just, that's what I was thinking about today. I'm like, why do I feel this huge hole in my life? Is because for the previous 4 years, I was so excited. I mean, I was waiting for the Expanse all year. From the time I finished the current season, I just sat there waiting for the Expanse to come out the next season. And then season 5 hit, and it's just been like, and so there's been this hole in my life of expectation because there's so few TV shows that are worth watching, that when one of them disappears or turns to shit, you just really notice. I mean, you feel it. It's like losing Cheers and Seinfeld and all those great TV shows. It's like that, except it's still on, and you wish it wasn't. You're just like, oh no. So I don't know. It's I'm hoping that maybe they recoup some of what they lost. And we actually might get something good in season 6, but I think I'll try and watch the first episode or so and see how it goes. And if I get that same season 5 vibe, no, I'm just not gonna. I don't have enough patience in my life for crappy TV. I mean, Hollywood has just bled that out of my soul. I don't have the capacity to put up with it anymore. I just can't. I'm just like, no, they have sucked out so many hours of my life in horrible product over the last, 5 years, actually longer than that, that I just don't want to waste my time doing any of it anymore. Yeah, it's just, if you're interested in The Expanse, here's my suggestion. Go get the audiobooks. I listen to the audiobooks when I'm in the truck, and they're great. The audiobooks are great. The reader is pretty good in it, which that can make or break an audiobook. If you've got a bad reader in an audiobook, you want to just poke your own eardrums out with a pencil. But most of the audiobooks, if I recommend an audiobook, it's because I like the reader and the book. See, I wanted to get Ready Player One on audiobook, right up to the point I found out that Wesley Crusher is the reader. Yeah, Will Wheaton is the reader for Ready Player One. I'm like, the movie, I love that movie. I'm like, I'm gonna go get, and no. And I'm just like, nope. When I saw he was the reader, I'm like, I would rather just somebody push me off of a 10-story building. I don't want to be subjected to him for how many hours. So, and maybe that's wrong. Maybe he's a terrific reader. I don't know. But no. He's such a douchebag in real life that I can't overlook that. It's just, yeah, it's sad. So, I mean, there's some audiobooks that I want to get that I can't because of who the reader is. They're just terrible. They'll seriously put you to sleep. Hey, Brandon, the anime guy. I saw Chris Persha popping in here. Like I say, I keep repeating myself. I apologize for everybody who knew this coming in or everybody who's been here from the beginning. I'm using the live YouTube app for streaming this tonight. And so, and so, like, the comments come up and then they disappear. So, like, if I don't read them immediately, they're gone and I can't. Yeah. But yes, Wesley. Everything that shut up, Wesley. Best line ever issued in television. Shut up, Wesley. And that should just, I want a shirt with Will Wheaton on it saying, shut up, Wesley. I think I could make money with something like that. I just wear it all the time to remind myself that whenever you hear Will Wheaton talking, just ignore it. Which is sad because he's actually in a couple of TV shows that I like. He was in Eureka. And he played an obnoxious, irritating dick of a character, which is one of the reasons I liked him in that. I was just like, hey, he's being himself. That's awesome. And I love that show. Eureka is one of the coolest shows sci-fi ever did, in my opinion. But he was also in The Big Bang Theory. He did cameos and stuff like that, which I like. I know a lot of people have iffy feelings about Big Bang. I like The Big Bang Theory. I thought it was funny. but whenever he'd pop in, I was just like, ugh. Anyway, it's kind of sad, but yeah, Chris Persia, Hale, did I miss you? I'm sorry. I thought something popped up just a second ago. Yeah, Hale, everybody who's here and listening. This was very impromptu. I realized that the Expanse had been missing from my life, and I suddenly just thought, how many other people are feeling this? How many other people are saw the trailers and went, oh, I forgot that was even a thing. Are they still doing that show? Huh, that's the damnedest thing. That's how I was just like, oh shit, yeah, I guess that is coming. Because after season 5, yeah. So, I mean, season 5 has so many problems with it. It's just, yeah, Project Storytime. I heard today that Will Wheaton, I'm changing subject again. Squirrel. I heard that he threw a fit today because Dave Chappelle is getting a new TV show or a new series or something on Netflix, and Will Wheaton threw a tizzy fit and stuff. I'm just like, because, I'm not Dave Chappelle's hugest fan, but I am an epically huge fan of people being able to speak their mind and tell the truth as they see it. And the fact that he gets up on stage and says it like it is, whether anybody likes it or not, I like that. Because he's not, there's comedians out there that I can't stand that do that kind of stuff because they're vulgar and they're foul and they're not even funny when they're doing it. Like, he can be funny and he doesn't have to swear at all. That bit on Jesse Smollett, Juicy Smollett. That was I was gonna pee my pants laughing when he did that in his previous stand-up routine that he did on Netflix. That was hilarious. But yeah, no, Will Wheaton. I just of course, Will Wheaton is he's kind of like Star Trek at this point. Because I didn't mind Wesley in Next Gen. I actually thought Wesley was an all right character. I was never one of the people who hated his character. I didn't really pay attention to his character. I was too busy watching the other characters, and he was a kid, and so it was all right. But now, he's moved on, and now he's become this super horrendous, annoying thing, just like Star Trek. One of my all-time favorite, if not my favorite sci-fi franchise of all time, Star Trek, has been reduced to a steaming pile of cow dung. To quote Jim Carrey from Liar Liar, another fantastic movie. That part where he is in that office and he has to recite that horrible thing he just said about his boss. Anyway, so no, if you guys have heard or seen anything that's great out there right now that can give me something to do while I'm on the truck, just shoot me a Twitter message or put a comment in or something, because it's getting hard. It's getting hard. I just did a review on an anime called Parasite. That's why I watch so much anime, because that's where real entertainment is right now. You're still getting good story. Even the stuff they're making right now hasn't gone woke. I mean, it's actually pretty good. The series I just reviewed earlier this week, Parasite, fantastic anime. Very good. And not very long. Yes, Brandon, Dune the audiobook. I've actually listened to the first Dune audiobook and Messiah, which is the second. I haven't got to the next one yet. Yes, Goblin Slayer. I'm trying to read these as they're coming up so I can read them before they disappear. Goblin Slayer's another one. I mean, just go. I mean, get on Hulu. Hulu's got a crap ton of anime on there. There's a lot of other side. I mean, just get on and watch some anime. You will not be sorry that you did. But you got to go into it knowing that, Hail, Kamikaze D. I'm trying to get better at this, catching people as the comments pop up. But yeah, just understand that you've got to kind of, you have to hit anime with a little bit of a different mindset sometimes, because they're going to look at stories a little differently than we do sometimes. And yeah, it just but I mean, when Hollywood's letting us down, that's where I go. That's where I go for my salvation. That's why I rewatch things. I'm looking at doing a whole bunch of more reviews on different animes, because there are some fantastic animes out there. Sorry, Project Storytime, I saw that comment about Will Wheaton, but I only got about half of it before it was gone. Sorry, but yeah, I agree. Whatever you said bad about Will Wheaton, I don't even know what everything you said, but I agree 100%. No, it's there's just, I'm going back to the old stuff. I'm going back and watching old movies, old TV series, old different things. I'm looking for Buck Rogers in the 25th century right now, because they're about to try and remake that, and they're just going to flush another great thing down the toilet. So I want to go back, and it's really hard to find that one. I found it on like Tubi. I never even heard of Tubi until this week, and I tried to watch it on there. Yeah, it didn't go very good. So I may have to just bite the bullet and get on Amazon and buy Buck Rogers. You just have to get through the cringy disco part of Buck Rogers. And I grew up in the 70s and 80s. So, I mean, I remember disco, and there is some decent disco, but most of it, no, it's not good. It was a horrible chapter in music history. But yeah, I'm looking for great things, because yeah, I've lost the Expanse. The Expanse isn't there for me anymore, and it doesn't look like it's going to be. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they turn this train wreck around and get the train back on the tracks and do it right. But I'm not hopeful. Not in the environment that we've had. But hopefully, they've seen movies like the Eternals and Shang-Chi and some of these other big properties just crashing and burning because of how bad their storytelling is and the wokeness. I'm hoping that at some point they're going to be like, hey, we don't have any more money because nobody's coming to our stuff. What do we do now? Well, maybe we should start making some good stuff again. Bob, you're a genius. I hope there's a Bob. I hope there's a Bob in Hollywood somewhere, with his name on his shirt, like in Mechanic. Because you need somebody with that kind of common sense to just make Hollywood realize how dumb they're being. Anyway, so thanks everybody for popping in. Thanks for being here for my test run of the YouTube live system. Not super impressed with it, especially the chat part where I can't keep you guys' chats up and make sure that I'm commenting back and reading. The interaction is not as nearly as good. So there are two Bobs in the both. Oh, that's true. My gosh, there are Bobs. Not those kind of Bobs though, because those Bobs are more Richards than Bobs. They're dicks. If you didn't get the reference. No, I just, yeah. Bob Chapek, and I don't know who the other Bob is. I know there's other Bobs, but all I have to say, Ghostbusters Afterlife gave me a little bit of hope. Not a lot, but a little. Ryan, check out Retro Crash 8. It's gone. Gosh dang! They do not leave the comments up for more than like 3 seconds on this. Iger, thank you, Chris Persia, Bob Iger. So you got to keep your you got to keep your words really small, because then I can read them before they disappear. Anyway, but I think that's where I'm gonna leave it here tonight. I'm just getting ready to go to bed. I've driven my 700 miles today, so yeah, it's But for those of you who may not have heard yet, I've changed the name of my channel. Read me. Sorry, Project Story. I read you. Read. I have changed the name of my channel to just the speaker. Dropped the speaker for the dead part. And I did a video the other day as part of my Parasite video that kind of explains why I did that. I still consider myself a speaker for the dead, but it's just the speaker now. One, it's easier to comment back to me. I know. when you know, instead of having to type out, because I hate when people have really long names and I'm trying to type out like an answer back to them in a chat, and you got to be like at, and it's this really long thing, especially when I'm truck driving. It makes it really hard to comment back to someone specifically, because I have to sit there and try and type out their name without crashing into the cars in front of me. So anyway, that is the new name for my channel, is The Speaker, because there is only one. There can be only one. Anyway, so I'm hoping to do more anime videos. Gonna try and do a few more live streams from the road, if I can figure out a better way of doing this so I can actually keep you guys' comments up for more than 3.5 seconds, so that this is more interactive, because that's why I do live streams. I don't try. Well, I try and use the voice to you know, that's good advice, Project Storytime. But I try to use the voice to text thing, and yeah, that doesn't work. It sucks, because it always ends up being nothing. I mean, Siri just doesn't understand my accent from Ida, because I didn't think I had a big. I mean, I don't talk like this or anything like that with it, you know, or you know, an Australian accent or something like that, really confusing. So I don't know why Siri can't understand, but she doesn't. Me and her, kind of like me and my wife. Come to think of it. No. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. You guys have a great night, and we will talk to you next time around. Bye now.